What if the one thing you do every single day to stay healthy, the one responsible choice you make to manage a health condition, was secretly undermining your confidence, your relationships, and your sex life? Imagine this. You've been doing everything right. You see your doctor regularly, you take your medication like clockwork, but lately, you've noticed that something is off. Your energy isn't what it used to be. Your desire has faded. And when the moment is right, your body just doesn't respond the way you want it to, or the way it once did. You might blame it on stress, getting older, or a dozen other things. But the answer might be hiding in plain sight, right inside your own medicine cabinet. The very pills prescribed to keep your heart strong, your blood pressure stable, or your blood sugar in check could be the hidden culprit behind a struggling sex life. New and compelling research is shedding light on an uncomfortable truth. Some of the most common, widely used medications on the planet can have a direct, negative impact on male sexual function. And millions of men are experiencing this side effect, completely unaware of the connection. In this video, we are going to count down 5 of the most common medications scientifically shown to impact erectile function. We're not just going to name them, we're going to break down exactly how they can interfere with your body's natural processes. And most importantly, we're going to give you a safe, practical game plan to discuss with your doctor so you can take back control of your health and your sex life without ever putting yourself at risk. And you'll definitely want to stick around because you'll likely be shocked by number 3 on our list. It's a pill that over 100 million Americans take, many of them every single day, often without a prescription, believing it to be completely harmless. What you're about to learn could change the way you see your daily routine forever. Before we can understand how certain medications can disrupt your sex life, we first need to understand how an erection is supposed to work. It's not just a simple on-off switch. A healthy erection is actually a complex, coordinated event, a symphony performed by 3 essential systems in your body. Think of it as the erection triad: your cardiovascular system, your nervous system, and your hormonal system. For an erection to happen, all 3 need to be working in perfect harmony. First, let's talk about blood flow. This is the plumbing of the system. Your penis is made of spongy, expandable tissues. When you become aroused, your body needs to get a massive amount of blood into these tissues, and fast. To do this, the smooth muscles in the walls of the arteries leading to your penis relax and widen. This process is called vasodilation. It allows blood to surge in and fill those spongy tissues to capacity. At the same time, the veins that normally let blood flow out are gently compressed, trapping the blood inside. This combination of high-pressure inflow and restricted outflow is what creates a firm, lasting erection. Think of it like a fire hose. When it's empty, it's flexible and soft. But when the hydrant is opened and water rushes in under high pressure, the hose becomes incredibly firm and rigid. That's the power of hydraulics, and it's exactly what's happening in your body. But how do those blood vessels know when to open up? That's where the second part of the triad comes in, your nervous system, which acts as the body's electrical wiring. It all starts in your brain. When you see, hear, feel, or even think something arousing, your brain sends powerful electrical signals flying down your spinal cord to a network of nerves in your pelvis. These nerves then release chemical messengers, most importantly a molecule called nitric oxide, which tells the arteries in your penis to relax and open the floodgates. Without that clear signal from the brain, the plumbing never gets the message to turn on. Finally, we have the third pillar of the triad, your hormonal system, which provides the drive. The primary hormone we're talking about here is testosterone. Testosterone is the main driver of your libido, or sexual desire. While it doesn't directly create the erection itself, it fuels the motivation in your brain to seek out and respond to arousal in the first place. If your testosterone levels are low, your desire can plummet. Without that initial spark of desire, your brain is far less likely to send the powerful nerve signals needed to kickstart the whole process. So, to recap, you need the desire from your hormones, the command from your nerves, and the action from your blood flow. A problem in any one of these 3 areas can lead to weak erections or the inability to get one at all. As we now begin our countdown, you'll see that each of the 5 medications we're about to discuss can disrupt one or sometimes several, of these critical pathways. Now that we understand the delicate balance of hormones, nerves, and blood flow required for an erection, let's look at how some of the most common medications can throw that balance off. We'll start our countdown with number 5. Number 5, atenolol. Atenolol belongs to a class of drugs called beta blockers. These are some of the most frequently prescribed medications for treating high blood pressure and other heart conditions, like angina. They work by blocking the effects of the hormone adrenaline on your body. This slows your heart rate, reduces the force of your heart's contractions, and helps to relax your blood vessels, all of which work together to lower your blood pressure. Essentially, beta blockers calm down your body's fight or flight response, which is great for your heart. However, this calming effect can have unintended consequences for sexual function. By dampening the signals of the sympathetic nervous system, beta blockers can also blunt the excitatory nerve signals required for arousal and achieving an erection. More directly, by lowering your overall blood pressure, they can sometimes reduce the hydraulic force needed to create a firm erection. Remember our fire hose analogy? If the water pressure from the hydrant is too low to begin with, the hose will never become fully rigid, even if the valve is wide open. The same principle can apply here. There simply isn't enough blood pressure in the system to fully engorge the penis. About 25% of men on beta blockers experience some degree of erectile dysfunction, making it a significant, though often overlooked, factor. Number 4, simvastatin. Coming in at number 4 is a medication from a class of drugs known as statins. Simvastatin is one of the most prescribed drugs in the world, used by tens of millions of people to lower high cholesterol. It works by blocking a specific enzyme in your liver that your body needs to produce cholesterol. By inhibiting this enzyme, the medication dramatically reduces the amount of LDL, or bad cholesterol, circulating in your bloodstream, which in turn lowers your risk of heart attack and stroke. This is incredibly important for cardiovascular health, but it can have a surprising impact on the hormonal part of the erection triad. Here's why: cholesterol isn't just a bad guy. Your body uses it as a fundamental building block for many essential functions, including the production of vital hormones. One of the most important hormones it helps create is testosterone. So, when you take a statin that aggressively reduces your body's overall supply of cholesterol, you can inadvertently limit the raw materials your body has available to produce testosterone. And as we discussed, lower testosterone can lead to a drop in libido or sexual desire. Without that initial drive, the entire process of getting an erection can become more difficult. It's important to note that this isn't a guaranteed side effect for everyone, but it is a recognized possibility and something to be aware of if your desire has noticeably faded since starting the medication. Number 3, aspirin. Coming in at number 3 is the one we teased at the beginning, and for many people, this will be the most shocking one on the list. We're talking about regular, over-the-counter aspirin. While many people use it for occasional aches and pains, millions take a low-dose aspirin every single day as a blood thinner to help prevent heart attacks and strokes. It does this by inhibiting enzymes that cause inflammation and by preventing blood platelets from clumping together and forming clots. This is a life-saving therapy for many people. But how could something so common possibly affect erections? While the link is more complex than with other drugs, compelling research has found a strong association between chronic, daily aspirin use and a higher incidence of erectile dysfunction. The leading theory has to do with its effect on the nitric oxide pathway. As we established, nitric oxide is the critical ignition molecule. It's the primary chemical messenger that tells the blood vessels in the penis to relax and open wide. Some research suggests that long-term aspirin use may interfere with the body's synthesis or function of nitric oxide. If nitric oxide is the messenger telling the floodgates to open, aspirin might be scrambling that message, making it harder for the signal to get through clearly. So that seemingly innocent daily aspirin, taken for crucial heart protection, could be inadvertently working against the very chemical process your body relies on for a firm erection. Number 2, atorvastatin. At number 2 on our list, we find another incredibly common medication, a cousin to the one we saw earlier. Atorvastatin is another powerhouse statin used by millions to manage high cholesterol. Just like simvastatin, it works by blocking cholesterol production in the liver, protecting the body from the vascular damage that leads to heart attacks and strokes. And, just like with simvastatin, its potential to cause erectile dysfunction comes back to the same mechanism, the cholesterol-testosterone link. By limiting the body's supply of cholesterol, it can potentially reduce the production of testosterone, leading to lower libido. The fact that 2 of the top 5 spots on this list are occupied by statins isn't to single them out as bad drugs, they are life-saving. Rather, it's to highlight just how widespread this potential side effect is. Because tens of millions of people are taking statins every day, even if only a small percentage experience these sexual side effects, that still translates to a massive number of men who are silently struggling, unaware that their cholesterol pill could be a contributing factor. This reinforces how important it is to consider all variables when you're trying to solve the puzzle of erectile dysfunction. Number 1. Metformin. And now, the number 1 most common medication on our list that new research suggests may be secretly causing erectile dysfunction is metformin. Metformin is the frontline, go-to medication for millions upon millions of people worldwide with type 2 diabetes. It helps control high blood sugar primarily by reducing the amount of glucose your liver produces and by improving your body's sensitivity to insulin. This one is particularly tricky because diabetes itself is one of the biggest and most destructive independent causes of erectile dysfunction. Uncontrolled high blood sugar damages both nerves and blood vessels throughout the body, including the ones essential for an erection. So, treating diabetes is absolutely critical for preserving long-term sexual function. However, the latest research suggests that metformin, while vital for this task, may add another layer to the problem. The primary mechanism appears to be its well-known effect on vitamin B12 absorption. Long-term metformin use can lead to a deficiency in B12, and this vitamin is absolutely essential for maintaining a healthy nervous system. A B12 deficiency can cause or worsen diabetic neuropathy nerve damage. Since erections are fundamentally dependent on precise nerve signals from the brain to the penis, any damage to this wiring can severely impair function. Furthermore, some studies have also drawn a line between metformin and reduced testosterone levels, which would impact the hormonal side of the triad by lowering desire. So, while metformin is a vital, life-saving drug for controlling diabetes, this research shows it may have these indirect, but significant, effects on the very systems needed for a healthy erection. It can feel like you're trapped, forced to choose between managing a serious health condition and maintaining a healthy sex life. The conventional approach often involves more doctor visits and potentially more side effects. But what if there was another way? What if you could support your body's natural erectile function from a completely different angle, one that doesn't involve more pills? For those of you looking for a powerful, all-natural solution, I want to quickly show you a fascinating video that reveals a bizarrely simple, 7-second home remedy. It's 100% natural and is designed to address the real, underlying root cause of male performance issues, something completely different from what we've been discussing. To see how it works, just open the camera on your phone and point it at the QR code you see on the screen right now. It will take you directly to this eye-opening video. I've also put a direct link for you right at the top of the pinned comments below. Okay, now while you check that out, let's get back to the crucial steps you need to take regarding the medications we just discussed. So now you know the 5 culprits. But what are you supposed to do with this information? If you're taking one or more of these medications, you might be feeling worried, frustrated, or even a little angry. Before you rush to your medicine cabinet and consider throwing anything away, I need you to stop and take a deep breath. What we're about to discuss is the most important part of this entire video. There is one golden rule that is absolutely non-negotiable. Do not, under any circumstances, stop taking a prescribed medication or change your dosage without speaking to the doctor who prescribed it. This is not just a friendly suggestion, it is a critical matter of your health and safety. The conditions that these medications treat, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, and diabetes, are far more dangerous to your overall health and, ironically, to your long-term sexual function than the medications themselves. Untreated high blood pressure can lead to a stroke. Uncontrolled cholesterol can cause a heart attack. These medications are literally saving your life. Abruptly stopping them can be incredibly dangerous. So, what can you do? You can take this information and use it to create a powerful, proactive game plan. It starts with this first step. Number 1, talk to your doctor. This is the single most important action you can take. Your doctor is your partner in health, but they can't help you with a problem they don't know exists. Schedule an appointment and be direct. There is no need to be embarrassed. Doctors discuss sexual side effects with patients every single day. You can say something as simple as, "I've noticed some changes in my sexual function since I started this medication, and I'd like to talk about my options." This opens the door for a productive conversation. Ask them about alternatives. For many conditions, there are multiple classes of drugs available. For example, if you're on a beta blocker for blood pressure, there might be other options like ACE inhibitors or ARBs that have a lower incidence of sexual side effects and could work just as well for you. Your doctor can review your specific health profile and determine if switching is a safe and viable option. Step 2, optimize your lifestyle. This is perhaps the most powerful step because it puts you back in the driver's seat of your own health. The incredible truth is that many of the underlying conditions that require these medications in the first place, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes, are heavily influenced by lifestyle. By making significant improvements to your daily habits, you may be able to reduce your reliance on medication, or in some cases, even allow your doctor to lower your dose. Focus on the fundamentals. Get regular exercise, which is a miracle drug in its own right. Cardiovascular exercise directly improves blood flow, the plumbing of your erections, while resistance training is a proven way to naturally boost testosterone. Adopt a healthy, whole foods diet to reduce inflammation and improve the health of your blood vessels. And finally, manage your stress and prioritize your sleep. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that is a direct antagonist to testosterone. And a lack of quality sleep has been shown to crush testosterone levels and put immense strain on your cardiovascular system. Step 3, inquire about timing and dosing adjustments. Sometimes, a solution can be simpler than switching medications entirely. Talk to your doctor about your current dosage. Is it possible to achieve the same health benefits with a slightly lower dose that might have fewer side effects? You can also ask about the timing of your medication. Depending on the drug, taking it at a different time of day might change how its peak effects line up with your daily life, potentially reducing its impact on your sexual activity. And finally, step 4, change your mindset. Instead of viewing erectile dysfunction as a frustrating problem, start to see it for what it truly is, a warning signal. ED is often called the canary in the coal mine for men's health. It is an early indicator that something is wrong with your underlying vascular or nervous system. It can show up years before more serious events like a heart attack or a stroke. Use this as your motivation. Let this be the wake-up call that inspires you to take your diet, your exercise, and your overall health more seriously than ever before. By being proactive and working with your doctor, you're not just fighting to reclaim your sex life. You are fighting for a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life overall. Ultimately, the connection between these common medications and your sexual health isn't a reason to panic, it's a reason to be proactive. It highlights a fundamental truth that we often forget. Your body is an interconnected system. What affects your heart, your blood vessels, and your metabolism will inevitably affect your sexual function. The solution isn't to abandon the life-saving treatments that protect your long-term health, but to become a more informed and engaged advocate for your own well-being. By understanding these connections and having an open, honest conversation with your doctor, you can work together to find a solution that protects your heart and honors your quality of life. Remember, you don't have to choose between being healthy and having a fulfilling sex life. The goal is to have both. Take this knowledge, take action, and remember to take care of yourself because you are worth it.